I am Patrick Phipps, aka Uncle Pat, the CEO and founder of Barber Brawl 2026. Welcome to the round table. This is where we turn our clippers off. Tell the people your name, where you're from, and what kind of barber you think you are.
Yo, Barber Bro. My name is Carl, aka Waveey Fadez. Currently representing Man's Cave and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, originally born and bred in Northwest London, Wembley, Alperton, Larger, for people that know. So yeah, for those that are trying to G-check the man them and be like, yo, yeah, we talking about East London or where? Like, what, bro, man's moved up to East Essex now, man. So yeah, things are different now. Just wanna, I'd like to think that, like I specialize in Afro hair. So yeah, I'm trying to get everything together now, like get well seasoned, become an more all-rounded, integral barber. So yeah, man.
At what point do you think you realised that barbering was more than just a side hustle for you and a hobby?
It was like from back in the day, like college days, and basically, yeah, one of my good people from them time, from my college days. Today, you guys know him as Shay Lingo. For those that know, one time, obviously, I fucked him at Hyde Park. I was skating because I skate, and I must have fucked up on him. He's like, "Yo, what's good, man? Long time, whatever." Like that. And Tutu's man's gone to me like, "Yeah, like, so you been on and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, man's just doing up barbering and all of that now, innit?" Like, he's like, "What?" He's like, "Say, swear." He said, that's a good tool to have on, like, it's a good trade to have under your belt. And I was like, yeah, nah, I hear it. Like, and that's when I weren't even I was serious, but I wasn't serious. So, like, to hear that from somebody else was good. You get me? And that kind of stuck with me as well. You know what I mean? Because here I am today. So, yeah, man. And then one thing led to another. Then after that, my dad got me in my first barber shop. So big up a Kawas, Church Road. And yeah, man. Big up Rasta, big up Dean, and man like bloody Top Dog Noah, old school. For those that know innit. Again, Northwest London, innit. So yeah, man. Big them all up, and yeah.
What has been your most hardest moment in your barbering journey so far?
Boy, I would say, you know what? The hardest thing I've had to come to terms with, and then probably the most difficult part about barbering now, and is not really being able to trim my dad no more, because God rest his soul, he passed away about, well, it's been 3 years now. So yeah, before you know it, come this February, it'll be 4 years, or next February, because not even next year yet. But the time is going so quick. But yeah, I do miss trimming my old man, and yeah, we would always have our little, once he's in the chair, we'd have our little one-to-ones and just reasoning, you know what I mean? Even if the stories were the same, like, it didn't really matter. There was even stories that I'd be like, "Bro, you never told me that all them years." He's like, "Yeah, because you were too young, you wouldn't understand, but now you're a big man now, so you can understand." So yeah, literally, it was just one of them things. But obviously I've come to terms with it, but I'm not really over it, sort of thing. So delicate one, but yeah, that's what I would say. I do really miss trimming my old man. Yeah.
What kind of pressure do you think separates good barbers from elite barbers?
I would say what, the biggest difference between good barbers from elite ones are just simply barbers that take the craft seriously and have a real devoted passion towards it. In hindsight, basically, it's always good to go the extra mile. Especially if you consider yourself an elite barber, you should always be willing to go the extra mile, that extra 5 minutes that could make such a big difference. A lot of people just want to rush people out the chair and just quick get the dosh by. Next person, these times, that's a customer that you wouldn't really expect to be a client that you've retained, because they're just going to think, didn't really have much of an experience, because there's a big difference between having a haircut and a individual haircut experience that you don't tend to get with other barbers. So you want to know that they feel like, like this guy actually, he knows his craft and he seems serious and he's got a really good personality behind him. That's, that makes for a really good elite barber. And, just making sure, it's all right to, get through the trim, and then make sure at the end, coming at the end, you just check that everything's up to par, check if there's any impurities going on, just and keep them, updated. Just say, you know what, I'm just gonna fix you up here or whatever, and just make sure you're good to go. And, make sure they're comfortable, sort them out, even simple things like trimming the hairs in their ears, their nose, fixing their eyebrows, stuff like that. Even if it's not really a thing that, things like that, you've got services, but little things like that make such a difference. It just shows how much more you care about your work and the client all at the same time. But that's pretty much what I would say that separates elite barbers from just your standard good barber.
What trend in barbering needs to disappear immediately?
It's kind of a hard question, to be honest, because people, and they like what they like, and don't get me wrong, I would say that there's certain things that I would think that they try to get that it's just not for them, but somehow they think it's for them. But it's not no harm in trying things. Do you understand? But I think trends that need to stop. It's not even like a trend, but I'd say a service. Like, I know we don't really to provide that anymore in the Afro white company, but because you only predominantly get Turkish doing it. But I would say probably, just in my opinion, probably the hot wax treatment, like when they put it in your ears and your nose and pull it out. I just think it's just way too harsh. And I know people do like Brazilian wax and all of that, and all these, but it's really harsh, and just the reddening that you get, all the soreness is quite. And then just putting the fire in your ear. I think it's a bit way too much, and it's kind of dangerous as well. Like, if things like that, it's just kind of crazy to me. And I would say, even though it can kind of look good, like I know I see the Americans do it, and I've even tried to provide that service, but I'd say probably the white pencil, man. Like, I use baby powder and just to kind of enhance, to know where not to go past when I do my hairlines, and it just kind of gives that light shadow, but within the first couple of hours, or like even an hour, it's going to be gone. So you're going to see the real deal. Once that's all gone, if you wash your hair, whatever, you're still going to see that like the trim certified. Do you know what I mean? Kit, no kit, tints, no tints, whatever. It's just good to know that, sometimes you don't always have to, on an occasion, if you've got like doing a photo shoot, you're doing, I don't know, weddings, whatever, and you just want to look fresh to death, sharp, and you only got one chance, then cool, innit? Let's go to town, innit? But you just want to look clean, presentable, whatever. Normal day tasks, you don't need all of that. So I'd say, I don't know, probably the white pencil, man. But if you know what you're doing, you know how to do it good. You gotta literally draw the line, and then you literally use the razor, and it literally dims it down a lot. But when you're stuck with that for 2 days or something, I think it's a bit mad. But if it's just for the day, cool. But it doesn't need to be something that lasts you about 3 to 4 or 5 days, bro. it just looks way too artificial. However, you know, I use tints, but even now, look, I did a shape up, no tints, because I'm like, it's not a fresh cut, so what do I need tints for? Like, my hairline's alright, so it's not always, you need to be confident in your own thing as well.
Why Barber Brawl specifically, and what made you sign up?
I'll say I was, in terms of choosing Barber Brawl to take part in the competition, the reason why I took, you know, the liberty of getting on board was because Mokhtaru, our lead master barber, is the one that recommended me to go for it and take part in it. Although in the beginning I missed the first entry, because I didn't realize that the last entry point was at the 31st of May at the time, and I kind of was being a bit laxy-daisy because I had things going on. But then a couple of days later, not even a couple of days, a good few days later, it felt like even a week or something, man. I was just doing my house chores around the yard, and all I heard was, babe, because the missus has gone to me because she's seen the post. She's just said, oh, babe, look, their space is open. He's like, what should we do? And I was just like, well, go for it, man. Fuck it. And obviously, no, real talk, man's free, isn't it? I've never done this before, but I said, nah, this is a sign. I've got to do this. So I've taken up on that opportunity, and like I said, here we are, innit? So God willing, yeah. So I'm more than proud. This is like a new experience, and I think it's definitely a good idea to jump in the deep end, as I always tend to do, even though it backfires or not. At least I know I did my best in it.
What separates you from every other barber entering Barber Brawl?
I'd have to say what separates me from every other barber is that I have a big knack for just jumping in the deep end with things. It doesn't matter what I do, what type of task it is. I always jump in the deep end. Sometimes I even start projects big or small. It doesn't matter. I just try to make a start, man. And yeah, and just see how it goes. But I'm always doing this, never knowing that if I'm gonna ever come back up for air or not. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, fingers crossed.
Do you think it's your biggest competition? Don't be shy. Tell the truth. Yeah.
Well, I'll say, despite the defending champion Cash, I'd have to probably say, I don't know, I'm not too sure of any of you guys, to be fair. I've had my little looks in here and there, done a little research, but I could be wrong. But I'll probably say Barber Sims and Blade Cuts. You can tell that they seem like they really have a lot of experience under their belt. So I'd say, yeah, those are potentially my biggest competition right now. But who knows? I could be very wrong. I could be very wrong. I could be right. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But that's just my opinion for now. Yeah, man.
Cash is coming back to defend his title. On the night, do you think he'll be setting standards, or do you think the younger generation has already taken over?
Well, to be honest, at this stage, I can't say for sure, because speaking as myself, as a naturally talented guy myself, I'm a firm believer that, you know, like, real long experience beats talent. So, you know, we have to always bear that in mind. But even for the people that have talent, good experience and longevity that are well seasoned. Obviously, still don't underestimate your opponent. So still beware of the new talents that are due to arise and try to claim this championship. So, yeah, we're still, but, the experience is always going to have it on talent, 100%.
What would winning really mean to you personally?
Personally, winning to me would mean the world to me, because like after all these years, coming from like no free trims, £5 trims to all these type of things, and to get little £10 trim, 15 at the most, to then everything changing after lockdown, after all these years, like decade plus. So yeah, from nothing, you know what I mean? And now I'm thriving, you know what I mean? A lot of people's got my they got my support, they got my support, and they're supporting me, of course. But yeah, obviously I'm the one that is always seeing them off good, and yeah, so to get to this stage it's a very surreal feeling. And this time last year I managed to cut two known celebrities, and well, one more known, one's a bit more underground, because he was a manager for Justin Timberlake. But yeah, it's just crazy to know that I've managed to do that. And I did I also did Justice Malay from Thing. What's it called? Is it? I think it was Empire, right? Yeah, so Empire, and yeah, that one was good, because that was a good link up from my sister's people that she works with. So thanks to my sister, I got that opportunity. So I big her up for that. You might want to catch her. She's her Instagram is the makeup doctor, so be sure to check her out if you want your makeup done and stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, then I did him again. So it wasn't just a fluke. So he even said like, bro, this is the best haircut I've ever had. And whether it's true or not, he said that to me personally, and he really, he's good people's. But I haven't seen him since then. So yeah, and now this literally roughly the same time. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a really cool experience. But it's just, it's good to know that my family and friends, will be proud of me as well. And my family, everyone, yeah, because they also know what it's taken me to kind of get to these levels, and everybody been like, oh, you should be able to do this, a lot of, try, yeah, man, just, everybody's always like, gung-ho, you can do this, calm, and I don't think you understand how sick you are. So, because I've never been like crazy with it, like thinking that I'm the best and this. I just kind of do what I do and just cut through, man.
But what happens if you don't win? But what happens if you don't win?
Well, if I don't win this year's Barber Brawl 2026, to be fair, it won't bother me. Not too much anyway. Maybe somewhere in my heart, because I am a bit competitive when I'm ready. But where I know it's only my first competition, like, I'm still proud I've even entered. Do you know what I mean? It takes a lot of guts to be standing up in front of, even people I've never met before. And, people, whoever's going to come, it's just still going to be a lot of pressure to try and deliver a certain amount of caliber to this event. And you know, I can only consider myself really brave knowing I'm facing my fear doing this, because yeah, I am, you know, I am nervous, I am scared. Like, this is, like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is new soil for me, you get me? You know what I mean? So man, I have to bring my little miracle grow. You get me? So yeah, even if I don't win, I'm not bothered, but I'm still aiming high. So don't get it twisted. We'll have to see on the night. Might just surprise a few heads, who knows?
If there's a young barber watching this right now that's doubting themselves, what advice would you give them?
Boy, for young barbers that's watching this right now, I'll just have to say, you just gotta go for it, man. You just got to go for it. Try and knock the nerves. You know, even me right now, this is my first. I'm trying to knock every nerve, man. Left, right, and center. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just go for it. What's the worst that could happen, man? It's just for a bit of fun, an experience. And yeah, man, at the end of the day, you just might like it, bro. One event could turn to two events could turn to three. And then the rest from there is history, man. The more you battle, the more you compete, it will make you even want to learn more. Just take on more techniques. You'll start even seeing things you might, when whoever you battle, you're gonna see like, bro, that's hard. Maybe I should try something like that. You just have to try emulate shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just go for it, man.
Why should people root for you in Barber Brawl 2026?
I would like to think people should want to root for me, because in this Barber Brawl, everybody's gonna now officially, God willing, see what I'm capable of. And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, beware, man, because yeah, I'm a damn good fade. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So come the night, buckle up, man. I'm trying to pull up, man. I'm trying to do the mad thing. Yeah. So pick up yourselves. Remember good.